Greetings all, it's Blue Knight, and welcome back to The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess. Previously, we took on the mid-boss of the Arbiter's grounds, the Death Sword, and acquired the dungeon item, the Spinner! One of the more fun items you'll come across in the entire game, and one of the more useful ones that you'll find to get yourself through the rest of this dungeon. Today, we're going to put that spinner to use because we found this gear space here that we can slot the spinner in and tap Y repeatedly to make the gear spin, and helping us get to the higher floors of the Arbiter's grounds. There's not much left more to go, so we're going to keep on going until we do complete this temple. Actually, I thought that was going to take us higher, not reveal a door, but works just the same. But that's where we have to head next. By doing so, we could take the stairs, but they're already rotted out. But taking stairs are for plebs now. We have the spinner, which we can ride our way up there in style. This is both fun and very clever to use this new handy dandy item. I really like the spinner a lot. It's one of the more popular items I've seen when it comes to Twilight Princess. You can find a fairy over here. We've gone a little too far actually, because we had to head over there at some point. I just don't know how though, because I think we have to take a leap of faith over there. But I don't want to risk the chance. Try it anyways. Okay, that's how you're supposed to do it. I thought the gap was a lot larger than it looked, but turns out I was wrong. Now let's see where the fairy is for this place if you ever need to get one. Just keep tapping Y, and eventually, there it is. Find ourselves another railing. And of course, we're gonna ride up there in style. I love how you pick up speed so quickly once you do use the spinner. You can also hit Y to make the spinner go on for a little longer, but it won't last forever, because eventually it will stop. But it makes for good transportation if you don't have a opponent on hand. Now we enter this dark room. The funny thing is about this room, you can go into wolf form and investigate this huge skeleton all you want, but nothing's really gonna happen. You can go around here and just trot around all the livelong day, but like I said, nothing will go down. At least until you're in human form. You still live. How astonishing. No wonder some call you hero. But this is a truly bittersweet reunion. Truly. For I fear this is the last time I will see you alive. This is the Twilight Fossil, the Stallord, our boss, of the Arbiter's grounds. Start off, we'll have to use our spinner to get behind Stallord, or get blasted in the process like that. Oh, I just got hit by one of those spinners. That's what happened. We have to jump off where you can see a spinner coming at you. That's how you can dodge it. The key here is to pick up speed with the spinner and aim for the vertebrae of the Stallord. But we can see that there's a bunch of troops that are surrounding this huge monstrosity too. Those are Stall troops. They're unlike any of the Stall type enemies we've come across so far, like the Stall Kid or the Stall foes. They only appear this part of the fight in the entire game as enemies, so it's the only time you see them appear to my knowledge. We'll bounce our way back up there. And this is the more annoying part of the fight. They act as a blockade to protect their lord. But you can't get past them eventually if you see the right opening into making another run at the Stallord's weak spot. There we go. The next run's not gonna be as easy because they're gonna bunch up close to his weak spot now. I keep getting clipped by these spikes a lot more than I thought I would. Go behind. Wait. Oh, I thought I could curve around in time. And somehow make the best out of that run, but it didn't work out. This is more of a grand spectacle than anything else, but that's what makes this boss so much fun. So I get to use the newly acquired spinner this fast against the boss in such a very entertaining way. And I went after the slowest way possible. I didn't think that would work. Fortunately, that's all there is to it. Well, we can't go over here to hit the pots. Of course, they will contain some hearts. And I make our way out of here. There's a unit spinner into this gear space like we have seen earlier on in the video. To go higher up. Well, I think it was just too good to be true that the fight would be that easy. Nah, we're just getting started. And here's where the fun part comes in. Also, I recognize this music a lot more now thanks to Hyrule Warriors because that gets played so often in that game. But the remix of that game for this song is really, really cool. That's the entire soundtrack in Hyrule Warriors in general. I need to get off here because I don't think I'm making any headway into getting to the Stallord. No, that's not gonna work. I wanna go the other way. No, go the other way. No, wait, hang on a second. It's the alignment of the world. That's what's confusing me again. I'm so used to going like in the other direction, but I forgot that I was playing that in the mirrored mode because I'm so used to this on the Wii. So we gotta ride this along, and eventually we'll beat the Stallord. He'll fire at you. Just don't do that. Actually time your dodges better. Don't be like me. So I'll have to ride this up, and eventually we'll see his head. And we gotta jump from rail to rail dodging its attacks. And we can collide the spinner into it when we get close enough. Again, this is more of a grand spectacle than anything else, but like I said before, that's what makes this boss so much fun. really highlights how handy the spinner can be. You're just hopping from rail to rail here. And we got close enough to hit Stallord down. And now the main weak spot is to attack that weapon. That's the scimitar of Twilight that implanted into the Stallord's head to make it come to life. We'll have to make a couple runs to deal with this thing for good. But now this time we gotta watch out for those spikes. So if you see one coming on to your path, make sure to hit the jump button as fast as you can. Keep that thumb on the jump button because you never know what's gonna happen if you see a hazard come towards you. It might just surprise you. That's why it's best to pay attention and keep your guard up at all times. But they'll go away once Stallord comes into view. So dodge attacks like before. And eventually you'll get close enough to crash into him. And I'll slice that scimitar away again. Might take one more cycle after this. Yeah, I thought so. Razzle's gonna make a jump attack too. The spike just suddenly appeared out of nowhere. I saw those pop in. It's kinda weird. There's a lot more of them now though. And they're on both sides. They were on the spiral side before, but now they're on both sets of the rails. Let's see over on this one. Now we have a clear view on when those spikes will appear, but just what's gonna do that, Stallord decided to show up. How convenient, I guess. But once again, just dodge his attacks. I'm pretty sure he just... Whoa! Somehow I missed that! I think it went too fast on that approach. I was gonna say, I think he's just firing his fireballs faster. That's probably the main change in his attack pattern now. If anything, the spikes might be more of a hazard because they can sneak up on you when you least expect it. Just gotta keep hopping from one set of rails to the other, and there he is. I'm pretty sure hopping from one rail to another will increase your speed a little bit. Oh, I didn't do that very well. Good, I kept him in view though. Uh-oh. Oh, this is actually kind of bad. Yeah, he got away. I jumped a little too early, and I couldn't get up to a higher rail in time. That was my fault. I'm gonna hang on this side here. That way I'll have a better time on seeing when I'm in danger, like right now. Then jump back over there. Make sure to abuse that too much, otherwise I won't get back to the higher rail again. There he is. I'll wait for the fire off. Alright. Up. We're in the same spot again! This usually doesn't go as bad for me, I swear! Probably wait until I'm a little higher, but that's gonna run the risk of me getting ambushed by one of these spikes. Yep, right there. I had a feeling it was gonna happen. Go over there. Oh, right to a spike too. What are the odds of that happening? Man, this is such a really lame final run we have to use on this guy. So I guess the spiral will help you get higher. But you can only do that for so long, otherwise you might see one of those spikes oncoming. There he is. Okay, I've got plenty of time now, and plenty of jumps to make. So there's no way I could butcher this unless I mistime a dodge. There we go. That's how it's supposed to go down. That final run was a lot more botchy than it should have been. Alright, Link. Let's go. We're close to the mirror of Twilight. Let's get our reward first, another heart container, which now puts us at 12 hearts overall, putting the exclamation point on one of my favorite bosses in the entire game, as well as one of my favorite dungeons. Such a major highlight of the Arbiter's grounds is from the very beginning to when you get the spinner and then find Stallord. This is just a really cool temple overall. A A+ dungeon for sure. Top tier. Definitely one of the highest points of this game in my opinion. Now we're greeted back by the night sky. Since we're inside the temple, time never passed outside here, which is a good thing if you're going for bow hunting. Now we can climb into the structure. And find the mirror chamber. No mirror in sight though. But we see a railing that we can use our new handy dandy spinner on. Right after we vanquish a group of uninvited guests in the form of these shadow beasts. So this would be a very useful warp point here. Keep in mind for later. Alright, now let's get these last two close. Gotta take him down. Hey, you! Get over here. I didn't want the keys to stop by for a visit, but fine, whatever. You can join the party too. But better be careful. I know I struck that one by accident. Ah, nope. Come on. Dang it. Thought I could take it out in time. Deal with you. Yeah, the annoying part is just trying to group up the last two together and then take them out simultaneously. Other than that, these guys are not threatening at all. I got them right here. There. See, it can be that simple when they just conveniently group up like that. That really is like the biggest thing you gotta worry about, is to take out the last two at the same time. Besides that, those shadow beasts are never a threat to you. Not one bit. And now we can use our spinner to ascend upon the spiral surrounding this Gerudo statue. Once again, proving that the Gerudo did reside here. After all, this desert was named after them. Can't get any more obvious than that. I'm not sure if this place in general has like connections to the Spirit Temple from Ocarina of Time or not. It could be just convenience that they were both based on Gerudo theming. A dark entity lurks in the twilight. It houses an evil power. You who are guided by fate, you who possess the crest of the goddesses, hear us. At the command of the goddesses, We sages have guarded the Mirror of Twilight since ancient times. You seek it, but the Mirror of Twilight has been fragmented by mighty magic. That magic is a dark power that only he possesses. His name is... Ganondorf. He was the leader of a band of thieves who made it hard with the hopes of establishing dominion over the sacred realm. He was known as a demon thief, an evil magic wielder renowned for his ruthlessness. But he was blind. In all of his fury of mind, he was blind to any danger, and thus he exposed, subdued, and something for justice. I'll do that later on. Yet... by some divine prank, he too had been blessed by the chosen power of the gods. His abiding hatred and lust for power turned to purest malice. Perhaps that evil power had been passed on to Zant. You're just now figuring out where Zant got his power? It's far too late. Only the true leader of the Twilight can utterly destroy the Mirror of Twilight, so Zant could really break it into pieces. Once broken by magic, the Mirror of Twilight became fragments, which even now lie hidden across the land of Hyrule. One is in the snowy mountain heights. One is in an ancient grove. And one is in the heavens. You who have been sent by the goddesses, you should be able to gather the three pieces. But you must be prepared, for a dangerous power resides in those fragments. And thus we begin the third act of Twilight Princess. It's for gathering things. This time regarding to the Broken Mirror of Twilight. And now we know the Ganondorf's part of the story. Like, that's any surprise at this point. I mean, it's kinda like back in Skyward Sword when Ganondorf, or not Ganondorf, Demise, was the true big bad the whole time. And at first I was really apprehensive about that, but over the years, my thoughts about Demise's inclusion, being like the first Ganondorf and all, in the Zelda timeline, changed a lot because he was a frequent presence in the form of the Imprisoned, and you got to fight the Imprisoned quite a few times throughout Skyward Sword. So when Demise showed up, it actually felt like a really big payoff, a lot bigger and more sensible than I thought it would be. Here, there's no question about it. They just shoved Ganondorf in the story just for the sake of saying, hey, we got Ganondorf in the story because that's Zelda. It's kind of a common rule. It's kind of a it's kind of an unwritten rule at this point that you gotta have Ganondorf in this somewhere because he's like the biggest villain this franchise has going for it. And it still carries on to this day. So now we gotta deal with possibly two antagonists. One with is Zant, who's our current evil overlord. And let's be honest, at some point we're gonna we'll have to deal with Ganondorf too, because he got mentioned. So you know we're gonna fight him at some point. But first things first, we have to find a way to assemble the Mirror of Twilight. And to do that, we're gonna head to one of these three places that the sages mentioned. So next time, we're gonna start our search for the remaining pieces of this mirror. Right after we take care of a little bit of side business. It should only take maybe one episode if I'm quick enough, but we shouldn't take that long diverging from the main story to head off some side things before we do head off to one of these locations that the sages mentioned. Until we meet again, farewell for now.